Interpreting the meaning of experiences. Questioner.
Periodically, out of the blue, there appears emotion. First tears for 1 minute, then the next minute, laughter and unbounded joy, then the next minute tears, crying, and then the next minute laughter, loud and joyous. Fortunately, this happens when I am alone, perhaps engrossed in some activity, and other times while just sitting quietly on the couch. The mind must have heard or read that this is the Holy Spirit making itself felt. Since the mind is not to be trusted much of the time, what do you make of it? Besides, what is the Holy Spirit?
I am not sure what to make of the expressions you are experiencing. I would say not to make too much of them, as they are just passing appearances, vibrations of energy, arising in this that you are, which is steady, clear, and changeless. The mind may want to read all kinds of meanings into events, but any explanation is as good as any other. What is. What the mind describes is a mental representation, not the thing in itself. Based on conditioning or background, the words used to describe anything will be different, but the word is never the thing. So we do not need to get too hung up on either words or the mind's attempt to explain events. The mind, based on past conditioning, wants to look outward into the appearances and try to get some kind of confirmation or meaning. But the real peace and certainty comes from looking into the source of the knowing itself. Who or what is this? This is the center of the cyclone, the still, silent, empty space in which the universe of appearances arises and sets. Most people are on a quest to answer various spiritual questions, but the real wisdom comes when you forget the questions and start to inquire who is asking. All questions depend on the one asking. Awareness presence has no questions. It is self-evident and fully known. It is not a mind or isolated entity in need of resolving intellectual doubts. So, who or what has doubts or questions? That is a very interesting inquiry. Until that is resolved, various doubts and questions are bound to arise. Anyway, do not forget that what is pointed out is the simple fact of existence and awareness, which is doubtless and clear right now. Of course, the mind or intellect will never know this ever. Better just to give up the attempt. Awareness knows thoughts. Thoughts can never know the awareness that you are. If you avoid trying to run this through the mind, it is all straightforward and easy to understand. The difficulty comes when we try to employ thinking, which is always limited, instead of simple seeing, which is open, clear, and direct. The mind uses words, labels, and images, which are based on dualistic language. The mind is basically dead concepts. The living sense of knowing is coming in from awareness, not the mind. Wisdom, I would say, has more to do with looking straight out from awareness and seeing directly, rather than trying to reference experiences to the mind's labels and concepts. I have no idea what Holy Spirit means. There are lots of religious terms and labels used. If I were to take a crack at it, I would say that it is the light of life and presence in you that makes all knowing, feeling, and thinking possible. As I see it, God, consciousness, presence, being, spirit, reality, life, love, and so on are various concepts pointing to the one essence, that presence awareness without which nothing can be.